In 1999, LEGO introduced a line of Star Wars sets for the very first time. Included in this first wave were several small sets designed to appeal to kids without big budgets. For the first 8 years of LEGO Star Wars, the small sets were generally pretty miscellaneous. But in 2007, a new phrase entered the vocabulary of LEGO fans across the world.
Battle packs.
Battle pack.
Battle packs.
Battle packs.
Battle packs.
Battle pack.
Battle pack.
Battle packs.
Battle pack.
Battle pack.
Battle pack.
Battle pack.
Battle pack.
Battle packs. Consisting most of the time of small builds, 4 figures, a small price tag, and army building capabilities, these sets have been a staple of LEGO Star Wars since their inception. While recent years have seen the classic Battle Pack formula undergo some changes, including changes in price, Battle Packs are a beloved concept and an integral part of our childhoods, all our collections, and LEGO Star Wars history in general. My name is Brian. You're watching Watermelon Studios, and today we're going to take a comprehensive look at the long and storied history of LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs. Before going into the history of cheap sets and battle packs, I want to address the hot button issue of price, specifically inflation. I know people like to accuse LEGO of being greedy with all their price increases, and with good reason some of the time, but inflation has undeniably played a huge part of price increases over the history of not just LEGO, but of everything in the entire world. Some quick background from someone who is far from an expert in economics: inflation occurs when the value of the dollar decreases, sometimes due to more money being printed and entering the economy, and it increases the prices of almost everything. So how does it impact LEGO Battle Packs specifically? Let's take a look at this graph. The blue line represents the retail prices of Battle Packs through the years, and the red line represents what the price of Battle Packs would equate to in 2021 dollars after adjusting for inflation. The prices in the earliest years of Battle Packs and the upcoming price in 2022 are definitely outliers and clearly represent LEGO capitalizing on the popularity of army builders after the first 2 waves in 07 and 08 and after the 2020 success of the 501st set. But everything from 2009 to 2020 are worth looking at closely, because despite a price increase of $3 over those 12 years, the value of the Battle Packs remained largely the same. I mean, look at the inflated price after the 2011 increase to $13. The 1584 inflated price is almost identical to the $15 price of Battle Packs 10 years later, with the 2020 Battle Packs valued at $1589. So despite some fluctuation in prices, clearly LEGO hasn't made too many Battle Pack price decisions based solely on corporate greed, aside from the outliers, and inflation probably played a huge part in pricing the Battle Packs the way they were. I mean, think of how outraged people were when the price went up to $15. But if you look at how much the value of the dollar decreased from 2011 to 2016, the $2 price increase makes sense from a business standpoint. But enough about money. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video, the history of battle packs and cheap sets. Just to be clear, I'll be covering the sets that, when adjusted for inflation, equate to under $20 of 2021 dollars. So for example, although there were 8 sets in 1999 and 2000 priced at $15 or $20, the value of the dollar isn't comparable to today's. So we're sticking with the inflation argument for the earlier years of LEGO Star Wars for comparison's sake. Let's dive in. Inexpensive sets with desirable minifigures were a staple of early LEGO Star Wars marketing. 1999 had 5 sets retailed for less than $10, 4 of which contained minifigures. 3 of these sets retailed for $6, equating to about $988 in 2021 dollars, and 2 were $10 or $1647. Characters included Maul, Qui-Gon, Jar Jar, Battle Droids, Ben Kenobi, Scout Troopers, and 2 different versions of Luke Skywalker. These sets were great, charming in their simplicity, although it was still obvious LEGO had a long way to go before vehicles looked totally accurate. This trend continued into 2000 with 3 more system sets under $10. Something unique for 2000 were these 4 minifigure packs, simply titled Star Wars No. 1 through Star Wars No. 4. These sets came with 3 minifigures, small display stands, and only retailed for $5 or $7.96 in 2021 dollars. These only lasted 1 year, probably because they weren't the most sound marketing strategy. But my goodness, if sets like this released today, giving 3 desirable minifigures in an $8 set as opposed to a $15 set, fans would lose their minds. This was probably the closest thing we've ever gotten to a Star Wars CMF series, aside from the magnet sets of 2007 to 2010, which we'll touch on later. 2001 saw the lowest number of sub-$10 sets yet from Star Wars, yielding only 3. However, one of these sets is particularly notable, the Battle Droid Carrier, containing 6 battle droids and 1 pilot droid, and retailing for only $10 or $15.50 in 2021 dollars. This was really the first unofficial battle pack. Its army building capabilities were revolutionary, but it would be another 6 years before we saw another army builder quite as effective as this one. 2002 got interesting. The $6 price point increased to $7, probably to account for inflation, and the 4 $7 sets were amazing, including Jedi Defense 1 and 2 and Final Duel 1 and 2. These sets are still talked about as being severely underrated, and they represented the last time Star Wars really tried to tap into the ultra-small impulse buy market with sets containing figures. Aside from these, 3 other regular $10 sets were released, but one other notable set also came out that is rarely talked about: Ewok Attack. The set retailed for $13 or $19.82 in 2021 dollars and contained 4 minifigures with 3 side builds. The Endor Battle Pack of 2012, which we'll touch on later, very closely resembles this 2002 set, but even though it didn't have the name Battle Pack, Ewok Attack could be considered the first set to utilize the purest Battle Pack formula, although we were still 5 years away from that formula becoming a recurring thing. So, good job, Ewok Attack, you were undeniably ahead of your time. 2003 was another interesting year for LEGO Star Wars, as mini building sets began their 2-year run as Star Wars impulse buys. While these sets were great for what they were, small sets with minifigures began to disappear. 2003 saw 2 small Jabba's Palace themed sets at $7, and 2004 saw none. The 6th year of LEGO Star Wars was the first where there were no small sets that contained minifigures. LEGO totally shifted its marketing to the mini building sets, which would be converted to promotional polybags in 2005 and mostly taken off retail shelves. But 2004 clearly indicated a shift in LEGO Star Wars marketing, and beginning in 2005 with the Revenge of the Sith sets, one of my favorite waves of all time, LEGO really committed to their long-standing trend of putting desirable minifigures in expensive sets. This probably had to do with how LEGO went nearly bankrupt in 2003-2004, so marketing tactics needed to shift away from producing dozens of inexpensive sets per year. And now we come to 2005, the year I got into Star Wars, the most nostalgic wave of sets for me personally. I can make a whole video dedicated to how great 2005 was, but we have to keep it short for now. 2 small sets were released this year: Darth Vader's transformation for $7 or $9.83 in 2021, and the Clone Skywalker for $10 or $14.05. The latter set was the first LEGO Star Wars set I ever purchased, so it holds a special place in my heart. It may not have been the best army builder, but the set was still a delight. 2006 saw one cheap set, the V-Wing Fighter from Revenge of the Sith. But more interestingly, 2006 saw the release of the first Star Wars magnet sets. These 2 sets contained minifigures with the torso and legs glued together and the magnets embedded in the legs. These were cheap ways to get decent figures, even if you couldn't fully take the figures apart. So maybe LEGO Star Wars wasn't totally done with cheap minifigure packs after all. There were more magnet sets released later on, and we'll get to them when we get there. But now is the time we've all been waiting for. In 2007, LEGO coined the term Battle Pack for 2 new sets, the Droids Battle Pack and the Clone Troopers Battle Pack. They retailed for $10 or $13.22 in 2021 dollars and were specifically advertised as army builders, and both of these sets were spectacular army builders. Let's begin with the Droids Battle Pack, which still holds the record for most figures in a battle pack with 7. 4 B-1 battle droids, 3 super battle droids, and 2 vehicle builds made this battle pack elite. The fact that this is one of the only cheaper army builder sets to contain B-1 battle droids also puts this set in an upper tier. But my personal favorite of these 2 has to be the Clone Troopers Battle Pack. Containing 2 regular clones, 1 Shock Trooper, and 1 327th Trooper, this battle pack set the standard for all battle packs to follow. The formula of 2 generic troopers and 2 specialty troopers still remains in my eyes the best formula, and while other battle packs that don't follow this formula exactly have also been successful, nothing beats this type of army builder. Not to mention, the side builds of a speeder and a turret were very respectable in their own right, and it would make sense to want multiples of these builds. These 2 sets were smashing successes, in addition to still being to this day 2 of the greatest battle packs to ever exist. They set the gold standard for what battle packs can and should be, and LEGO realized that they had discovered a formula that could really hold up. I won't analyze every battle pack as extensively as these 2, but it's important to note how incredibly strong these first 2 sets were, and if they weren't as good as they were, would battle packs have even stuck around as long as they have? Luckily, we'll never know, because these 2 were great, but we've got a lot of years left to cover. So let's move on to 2008, which saw 2 $10 battle packs, both of which from the original trilogy era, the Imperial Dropship and the Rebel Scout Speeder. For some reason, the name Battle Pack was dropped this year, but who cares? These sets were just as good as the previous years. The Rebel Scout Speeder was the first battle pack to have 4 identical minifigures, if you don't count droids, And the Imperial dropship not only contained 3 plain stormtroopers, but also the highly desirable Shadow Stormtrooper. The multitude of generic troopers this year made it very easy to build some large original trilogy themed battles, and by this point it became apparent that battle packs had hit the ground running. LEGO capitalized on the popularity of battle packs by rewarding fans with a 20% price increase. The $12 price point probably had little to do with inflation, but fans were still willing to pay. And remember, adjusted for inflation, $12 in 2009 equates to $15.33 in today's dollars, which is about the value LEGO still assigns to sets like this, for the most part. With the new price point set, 2009 saw the release of the first real mediocre battle pack, the Assassin's Droids battle pack. Although containing 5 figures, this was easily the weakest and most boring battle pack to date. However, no one cared because its companion was, once again, one of the best battle packs of all time, the famous Clone Walker battle pack. With 3 generic Phase 1 clones and 1 clone gunner, this was the easiest way to build a clone army without breaking the bank. And not only was the Walker build decent, but the set also contained a pack of clone armor, making clone customization something very easy to do for fans of all ages. The possibilities were endless, and I wish LEGO could find a way to make figures this customizable within sets themselves. Man, I loved this set. This was the first LEGO set I ever bought multiples of, because I wanted to paint a custom clone while also having a small army. Little 12-year-old me could actually afford it. Moving into 2010, LEGO released 2 Hoth-themed battle packs to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, the Rebel Trooper battle pack and the Snow Trooper battle pack. These two followed the same formula as their predecessors, but the Rebel Troopers notably became the first battle pack to contain 4 characters with individualized faces instead of helmets. This was a small problem with the 2008 Rebel Battle Pack 2, but those figures had their helmets and chin straps to mask their identical faces. And while I like these Hoth Troopers, it just seems weird to build an army of characters with all the same faces who aren't clones. Many later battle packs fall into this trap too, and I know most people don't have a problem with this, but it's something that bugs me, and becomes harder to build a believable army when every trooper's face looks identical to the next one. Maybe I'm just nitpicking because these sets were great, and surprisingly enough, this will be the only battle pack to contain snow troopers until the new one releases in 2022. Overall, a solid year for battle packs. I want to digress for just a minute to talk about one of the more weird phenomena in LEGO Star Wars history, the aforementioned magnet sets. No one seems to remember these, but for both collectors on a budget and kids with parents on budgets, they were excellent ways to get rare minifigures, which made them a pretty bad business strategy. LEGO released 14 of these minifigure 3-packs from 2007 to 2010, and while they started out as being actual magnetic minifigures, they evolved into just regular minifigure packs that also came with magnets. I loved these, and I got so many figures I never would have gotten without them. But their similarity to battle packs made me feel like they were worthy to mention in this video, despite their fascinating but short lifetime. Anyway, back to battle packs. 2011 saw the second battle pack price increase up to $13. This was probably due to inflation, as $13 in 2011 equates to about $15.84 today. And 2011 was the first time battle packs got weird in an awesome way. The 2 battle packs were based on the Clone Wars TV show, with the Clone Trooper battle pack and the Mandalorian battle pack. The clones included in this year's set were weird, with 2 Bomb Squad troopers, 1 Horn Company trooper, and 1 ARF trooper. I've seen people split on this battle pack with the figures too odd and niche to appeal to the whole crowd of army builders. But that speeder, man, that's a thing of beauty. But despite the clones being very generic and not universally desirable, the Mandalorian battle pack containing 4 generic Mandalorians was the perfect army builder. There's not much more to say about this one, but that figure was just beautiful. 2012 and 2013 tried something new with battle packs, combining the good and evil into one set, where each battle pack contained 2 figures from one side and 2 from the other. It was a good experiment, but I'm glad the formula didn't stick around, because it was a really inefficient way to build an army of either good guys or bad guys. The Elite Clone Troopers and Commando Droids battle pack, what a mouthful, was the epitome of this problem, and despite containing some gorgeous clones, the set only contained 1 of each, making building an army very hard. The 2013 Clone Troopers vs. Droidekas had the same problem, with only 1 generic white clone trooper. I was so bummed about having to buy so many of these to get even a decent army of these brand new clones. Not to mention, the droids of both of these sets were not the best. I don't have a problem with the Commando droids, but the Droidekas were a serious step down from earlier versions. The builds were great, but overall these sets disappointed as battle packs. However, the 2012 Endor Rebel Trooper and Imperial Trooper battle pack, another insane mouthful, was actually a great little set. It was the first battle pack to contain 4 totally different figures, and being a soft remake of the 2002 Ewok Attack, this set succeeded in creating a mini Battle of Endor. I wish I picked this one up back in the day because I loved the Battle of Endor, and despite suffering the same problems as the clone battle packs of 2012 and 2013, there's still some charm to this set that makes me like it more. The last battle pack to try this formula was the Republic Troopers vs Sith Troopers, which marks the only battle pack to come from Star Wars The Old Republic. The build was abysmal, but the figures were unique, albeit very niche, and many people still talk about this as one of their favorites. Now we're moving into 2014, my absolute favorite year for battle packs. The total number of battle packs increased to 3, or 4 if you count Battle of Seleucami, and none of them disappointed. First, let's talk about Kashyyyk Troopers. Between the figures and the build, this set was absolutely fabulous. The transition of the 41st Elite Clone Trooper from sand green to olive green was a beautiful choice, and the new helmet mold was as accurate as it could be. Sure, the visor print wasn't perfect, but who cares? These famous camo troopers were finally getting the love they deserved, and LEGO even threw in some regular Phase 2 camo troopers as well. Add in the perfect little swamp speeder and you get yourself an all-time great battle pack. And now it's time to talk about my all-time favorite, the Utapau Troopers. I've loved the 212th Legion since I was a kid, my favorite color being orange, and these figures are simply perfect. I cannot find a single flaw with either the 212th Airborne Trooper or the regular 212th clone. The orange accents and slight indications of battle damage take these troopers to the next level, and the Octoptara droid was actually pretty respectable. All in all, objectively, I think Kashyyyk Troopers is a better set, but man, nothing for me will ever top Utapau Troopers. The pseudo battle pack released in 2014, the Battle of Seleucami, was also a fantastic set. Retailing at $15 instead of $13, purists didn't want to categorize this as an official battle pack, but because it contained 2 battle droids and 2 super battle droids, it was the best way to build a small droid army since 2007. Not to mention, the 91st Reconnaissance clone was perfect, and the speeder was actually an improvement over its 2011 version. What wasn't to love about this weird one-off set? The least interesting 2014 battle pack was easily the Death Star Troopers, which did have Royal Guards in an army builder for the first time. The set itself was actually pretty good, but unfortunately it was overshadowed immensely by the other sets of the year. 2014 also brought with it the first wave of Microfighters. These sets have retailed for $10 for surprisingly the entire duration of their lifespan so far, and contain one minifigure. The army building capabilities of these figures does tend to vary, but some of them contained figures that many people would have loved to have armies of. But generally speaking, they're not great army builders, nor are they meant to be. As little display sets, I think they're great, most of the time. I just thought they were worth mentioning in this video focused on inexpensive sets with figures, but that's all I'll say about Microfighters for this video. 2015 began a 4-year stretch of getting 4 purist battle packs every year. We have a lot to cover, so strap in. The Imperial Troop Transport had a solid build, but I just really hated those Rebel Stormtroopers. But still, having 4 identical troopers in a set, aside from face prints, made army building very easy. Shadow Troopers was excellent, and in addition to the black-cloaked Royal Guards, the new and unexpected version of the Shadow Stormtrooper was a thing of beauty in gunmetal gray. I mean, wow. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Senate Commando Troopers was pretty good. While I didn't care for this one at all, I was happy for the people who wanted an army of Senate Commandos. But the weirdest of the year was probably Geonosis Troopers. As much as I love clones, I never got a single one of these. I know there were a lot of people who loved this one, and the designs were pretty cool, but I don't know, I just never cared for them. But it would be another 3 years before the next clone battle pack, so maybe I should have picked one up when I had the chance. In 2016, LEGO released 2 battle packs based on The Force Awakens and 2 based on Star Wars Battlefront. Side note, after a 3-year hiatus, the name Battle Pack made a comeback. Hooray! The 2 battle packs from The Force Awakens were okay. The Resistance Troopers battle pack was good at being an army builder, with 4 variants of Resistance Troopers, but the First Order battle pack was, in my eyes, a colossal failure. I mean, seriously, LEGO, why didn't you just put 2 generic Stormtroopers in this set? Why do we need an army of First Order gunners? This is one of the cheapest minifigures to ever exist because it was so overutilized, it drove me insane. Anyway, this set was on the cusp of greatness but failed. However, the Battlefront battle packs were amazing. Sure, I don't like battle packs with 4 unique individuals, but the figures in the Rebel Alliance battle pack are next level. And now for the battle pack I most regret skipping, the Galactic Empire battle pack. This set had a perfect balance of figures, and the battle damage Stormtroopers are fabulous. I'm glad I found a good deal on Bricklink for the Shock Stormtroopers, because that figure is amazing too. All in all, a pretty decent year for battle packs. 2017 came with another increase in battle pack price, from $13 up to $15. As discussed before, based on inflation data, it's pretty clear that this price increase came simply because of inflation. Regardless, in 2017, LEGO released 2 battle packs based on Rogue One, and I really liked these. The Rebel Trooper battle pack had 4 unique figures again, but you can mix and match the pieces of these figures to create different looking troopers. And the builds were solid too. And the Imperial Trooper battle pack was the easiest way to build an army of the newer version of the Stormtrooper, and the Death Troopers were a welcome addition. I still think it should have had a Shore Trooper, but I still love this set. We also got our second First Order battle pack with the First Order Transport Speeder battle pack, which, although it contained 2 Stormtroopers unlike the previous year's attempt, this one still wasn't great, and the build was probably the worst battle pack build of all time. If only LEGO could go back in time, combine these two, and make the perfect First Order battle pack. Oh well. Also, the Bounty Hunter Speeder Bike battle pack came out this year. Much more of a minifigure pack instead of an army builder, this set contains some fantastic minifigures of bounty hunters that barely ever got figures in the first place, although I can't think of many people who bought more than one of these. The 2018 battle packs were a mixed bag. The First Order Specialist battle pack wasn't much of an army builder since we only saw 2 Executioner Troopers total in the entirety of The Last Jedi. The Tatooine battle pack was solid, and it became the cheapest way to get Jawas and Tusken Raiders. The Imperial Patrol battle pack from Solo was really interesting. The Patrol Troopers were cool, and the Officer and Death Star crew members were very welcome additions to battle packs. Lastly, there was the Jedi and Clone Troopers battle pack. Finally, albeit 5 years too late, 2 generic Phase 1 clones in a battle pack, but with 2 named Jedi. Don't get me wrong, these Jedi figures are fantastic, but in order to build a substantial army of clones, you were stuck with an army of Barriss Offees and Coyote-Mundis, which I guess is fine if you're concerned about the droid attack on the Wookiees. Regardless, this year wasn't the best year for battle packs, but would represent the last year so far that we'd see 4 purest battle packs in a single year. In 2019, the number of battle packs was reduced to 2, but this was the same year that $20 became a regular price point for playsets, as well as coinciding with the launch of Star Wars Juniors sets. LEGO was clearly trying to expand their range of impulse buy sets out of the realm of just battle packs, and I actually like it. I think some variety of small sets is nice, and these dual sets have been real treats. But as far as battle packs go, the 2 released this year were the Elite Praetorian Guard battle pack and the Inferno Squad battle pack. The Praetorian Guard set was decent, but made one critical error in the balance of figures. Instead of including 2 generic guards and 1 elite, the set contained 2 elites and 1 generic guard, for some reason. Despite the clear balance of the types of guards in the scene itself, the set's one real flaw was a big one, and held this set back from being an all-time favorite of mine. And while I never got the Inferno Squad battle pack, from what I heard, Battlefront fans loved this one. I'm not sure how great of an army builder it was, considering the inclusion of a named character, but regardless, I'm happy for Battlefront fans who got some enjoyment out of this one. There was also the 20th anniversary edition of the Imperial Dropship, which was a modernized remake of the beloved 2008 set. This set was a hit and flew off the shelves despite its $20 price tag and the ugly new Stormtroopers. The inclusion of the 20th anniversary Han Solo figure probably drove the price up, but it was a good army builder regardless. Now we move into 2020, a year that started out normal and ended, well, you know how it ended. But the beginning of 2020 had 2 battle packs and 2 $20 sets. The battle packs were the Sith Troopers battle pack and Mandalorian battle pack. The Sith Troopers set suffered much like the Praetorian Guard set in the sense that it only came with 1 generic Sith Trooper and 2 Jetpack Troopers. I don't know how they messed up this ratio for a second year in a row, but I feel bad for fans of The Rise of Skywalker who wanted an army of Sith Troopers and were stuck with this weird mix. But the Mandalorian battle pack was a smash hit. 4 brand new and exclusive Mandalorian figures in a single set, each with their own personality displayed in their armor. Many people enjoyed building armies of these guys, but I liked the idea of them being 4 unique individuals. Overall, this was a great set. And then 2020 started to hit. With lockdowns in full effect and the pandemic raging, everyone needed some good news. And on April 2nd, 2020 at noon Eastern Time, we got exactly that, when LEGO posted this on Twitter. The announcement of the 501st Legion Clone Trooper set. The LEGO community had been campaigning furiously for years to get a 501st battle pack, being the most notable clone trooper absent from army builder sets. And LEGO listened, and took advantage of our burning desire to spend our hard-earned money on these plastic blue men. They channeled some of that droid carrier energy and made this a $30 army builder set, but with the same number of clone troopers as would have been contained in a regular $15 battle pack. To supplement the extra $15, a second vehicle was added, the vehicles themselves were substantially beefed up, and 2 B-1 battle droids were thrown in as a bonus. All in all, looking at this set objectively as a $30 set, it's a pretty good deal. 6 figures and 285 pieces looks good on paper, but when you think about how everyone planned to buy multiples of this set, the $30 price tag started to hurt. It now costs double what it cost just a few years ago to build up a decent army of clone troopers, but despite the community's hangups over this set, it quickly became apparent that we did not care. The set was almost impossible to get your hands on for so long because of how fast it sold out every time it was listed anywhere as in stock. And people did indeed fork over double the price and buy just as many as they would have if the set was a regular battle pack. eBay was immediately flooded with scalpers of the sealed set, as well as people just trying to sell the vehicles. I can't think of a single set that generated more hype and demand than 501st Legion Clone Troopers, and surely its popularity secured the future of LEGO producing army building sets. Or so we thought. 2021 became the first year since 2006 where not a single battle pack was released, not even at the new price point of $30. Maybe it was a pandemic issue, because we know that production issues did contribute to the scarce availability of the 501st set in 2020. Or maybe LEGO needed some time to regroup after the popularity of the 501st set to think about what direction to take army building sets in the future. And honestly, I think we're still in that transitional phase. 2021 had only 2 sets aside from Microfighters under $20, and no army building sets of any price whatsoever. However, LEGO did officially announce that battle packs would be coming back in 2022, and one has been revealed so far, the Snowtrooper Battle Pack, which for the most part is a return to form. It'll contain 3 Snowtroopers, 1 Snow Scout Trooper, 3 builds, and retail for $20. At only 105 pieces and almost 20 cents per piece, this is extremely pricey for a purist battle pack, and the $5 jump marks the largest increase in battle pack price ever, aside from 2020's outlier. The set looks great though, and has been praised by everyone who's been waiting since 2010 for another Snowtrooper battle pack. So I'm excited to see how this set sells, and how LEGO responds after it's on shelves, despite its absolutely ludicrous price. March of 2022 will also bring us a $30 set that people might use for army building, and that's the Luke Skywalker vs. Dark Troopers set. Supposedly containing 3 Dark Troopers and Luke, and with just 166 pieces, this set really has to do a lot to win me over and convince me to buy multiples, since that price to part ratio looks really bad. But on a more exciting note, 2022 will bring the first Star Wars versions of minifigure accessory packs. The first one is called the Defense of Hoth, and the second is the Clone Trooper Command Station. Both of these sets will retail for $15 and contain between 60 and 70 pieces, which makes for yet another egregious price to part ratio. Still, the contents of these sets are pretty solid for army building, but clearly this will be an experiment to see how sets like this sell in the Star Wars theme, and just how much we're willing to pay for army builder sets. And if it's successful, I can see them going forward with this as a regular thing in the future, possibly even with figures that people won't army build. So there you have it. This has been a comprehensive look at the history of LEGO Star Wars battle packs and other cheap sets. The good, the bad, and the beautiful. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching and taking this nostalgic journey with me. This video did take a very long time to make, but it was a blast to take a nice nostalgic look at this very popular type of set. I hope you had fun with it too. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. And if this video performs well, maybe I'll make more history videos in the future. If you would like to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next. I hope you all have a great new year, and I hope to continue making more exciting content for you guys in 2022. But for now, this has been Brian from Watermelon Studios. Peace out, guys.